Hello there everyone, Coolnickyd here, welcome back to another video. Today I am here chatting about the two new kits that came to The Sims 4. We have the Goth Galore kit and the Castle Estate kit. Now I will give full disclaimer that I have not purchased these two kits, but after thorough investigation through my favorite simmers, I have some opinions about these kits. And so I wanted to have a little chat today, as I love to do, and talk about my feelings behind them. If you watched my video a few weeks ago, if you didn't, you should, about my Sims 4 2024 wish list. It was on my wish list that these two kits turned out great, and that I was going to purchase them and love them. That didn't necessarily happen, unfortunately. Not just because I didn't purchase them, because I don't think they turned out great. And according to many simmers on the internet, I feel validated. And so we're going to go a little bit into what went wrong, what's the overall consensus of these kits, and what they could have and should have done to really make these kits actually wow the community, as the community voted kits. So let's get into it. So first, let's start with the minor issues surrounding the Goth Galore kit. This was definitely more interesting than the rainbow inspired kit that they had, so I'm very happy with overall that this was chosen and how it turned out. But I feel like a lot of simmers weren't. So from what I gathered, the selection of clothing for representing true goth fashion was not enough. And I think that this is a lot to just be said about the nature of kits. I really like how kits operate. I like that they release 2 at a time, and I like that they drop tidbits of things. However, sometimes when you have something as broad as goth and gothic fashions, it doesn't work as well as maybe something like carnival fashions. Like carnival is like one event, or like, you know, a night out on the town is like one kind of thing, but goth is like a whole era. Goth is a whole scene. It's so much more, and what they provided here is not adequate enough to represent all of the different areas of goth. And from what I gathered from simmers online, it was really disappointing to them how this was like very much so modern goth and not too much romance goth or mall goth or 90s goth or, you know, cyberpunk goth. Like there's so many different areas, and it just wasn't represented well enough, which is why I do think that this could have been much better fit for a stuff pack. And then, of course, the glitch. The infamous glitch, this women's hoodie, if you put it on your sim, will remove your sim's hair, makeup, and make their eyes buggy. It's literally like bug-eyed. I'm sorry, but to me, this is literally inexcusable for a pack / kit that has so little items to not test this before putting it out is like actually like so lazy to me, and it's really a shame and like embarrassing to have like your simmers and EA Creator Network simmers review it and like have this bug in your game. Like what? Like how does that happen? So overall, I'll give the Goth Galore kit like a solid 7 out of 10 because what it provides is good, but it just doesn't provide enough. And I think that that's the thing at the end of the day. Like I said, I feel like the smaller kits fit, but maybe not so much for Goth Galore, but I think it would have been way better than whatever we would have gotten with the rainbow kit. I feel like there's just more inspiration here. And now let's move on to the Castle Estate kit. This is something that I was very excited for. Again, I felt like the futuristic kit wasn't gonna really suit well with what simmers really play the game for, so I thought that this was really fun. I thought this was gonna be a good one. And for the most part, I am also happy with the items that were included. Like this picture that you're seeing of this castle that is made by EA for promo is pretty much everything that we got in the pack. And again, I think that is the issue. I think that this pack is good, but it absolutely could have been a stuff pack. And I don't think that there's two kits that really scream this could have been a stuff pack more than Goth Galore and Castle Estate. The disappointing thing about this pack for me is that we were like low-key given some false hope. In this concept art, you can see the castle that they included has a little bit more items than what we were actually given. There's banners and flags waving from the top of this castle, which we do not have in the game. There is a crest in the middle of the castle right above the doors, which we were not given in the game. There's wall lighting like sconces, which we were not given in the game. And then there's those little tiny slit kind of windows, which we have sort of in the game, but not to that design. And we also see some roof accent pieces in the back on the left, right on the peak of the triangle. You see a roof accent. It looks like there's like even like a turret sort of thing in the back, none of which we got in the game. Now, I'm not saying that all of this is necessary to make a castle, but I mean, if you're going to make one castle kit, you might as well put everything you need to make a castle in, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's a bad kit because of that, but when you're shown this and given this, you're really like stripped of a few essential elements to make a castle. And you know, some people have made beautiful castles. There are beautiful castles in the game that you could make with and without this pack as shown on the screen. But when you think about what could have been included besides what was in the concept art is where it really gets me going. Like a castle kit and we don't have a single drawbridge? Are you kidding me? Like moats are the most popular things around castles. And like this is from The Sims Medieval. You see those long, tall towers, like a Rapunzel castle? It's gorgeous. Like the fact that this could never be made with the castle kit is very upsetting. And I know this is like a very basic, cartoony kit when you look at the items, but it didn't have to be. Like there was no interior decorations at all, which I get, it's a castle build kit. But I mean, besides some of the basic base game items that can be used to make like a more medieval / gothic furniture style, what else are you supposed to put in the castle? Literally, what are you supposed to put in the castle? So I think that this, again, could have been a more fully realized pack. And for that reason, I give this one, like, I guess like a 6 out of 10, because people are making beautiful builds out of it, which at the end of the day, simmers are always going to do. But I don't know. I just don't think it gave enough for me to want to buy the pack. I think it's too small of a kit. I easily think that it is way, way, way too small of a kit. Great details with what was given, again, but just too small. Let me know what you guys think about these two kits in the comments down below. Have you purchased them? Do you want to? I don't know. I feel like these are two things that I'd, again, be really interested to have in my game, which is why I was so happy for them to come to begin with, but maybe when they're free or on sale or something, because right now, these are too much of a problem child. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, it's a big help, and I will see you guys all again next time. Goodbye. Woo!